Today, I'm going to show you how you can use either Hubspot's AI, Breeze, or OpenAI integrated through the API to create account-based summaries in Hubspot. There's limitations that I found with both, but the limitation with OpenAI's API appears to be more around capturing data. Anyway, I'll show you the pros and cons to both and why I'm currently going to use Breeze, but why I would also switch the OpenAI API if I can work out how to capture more of the data and pass it along with the prompt effectively. But so the aim here again is to create an AI summary for each account. When you're selling to higher ed, it's effectively account-based marketing at scale. There's only like 2,300 colleges and universities with an FTE of above 1,000. So it's super important because you're going to spend a lot of time basically saying, where are we at with that account? Where are we at with that account? It happens before conferences. It happens whenever you see an event, like someone visit your website, someone book a demo. It's used all the time. And it's going to help make our outbound better. Now, if you just wanted this single piece of information, you could, of course, just log into HubSpot and then ask Copilot to produce a summary. But we want to push this data elsewhere, put it through Clay, send it to Slack. Like someone visits your website, okay, great, let's notify Slack. But we also want to pass along a summary of that account. So anyway, first thing we're going to do is create a property associated with each account, and we'll call it AI summary. And this is just a multi-line text field. Now, to update this, you have to run the AI. Basically has to go through a workflow, so it's triggered. We're just going to use any meaningless trigger here, but this is super important because when something updates, you're going to want that summary to run an update. Again, if it was a different industry to higher ed with a much larger TAM by number of potential accounts, you would probably not want it running every time, but we're operating in a world where we kind of know the bounds of it. So anyway, let's first look at it using HubSpot's AI. Again, we don't care about the trigger, so we're just going to select any value here. I've just put company owner as me, and we allow for re-enrolls just so I can show you it here testing. The next step is, this is where we've used HubSpot's AI. So I've clicked here and then said, ask AI, and then asked it to summarize a record, in this case, the company. And you cannot get more specific than this. This is it. So if I were to go, I cannot put in multiple data sources, but this is just going to collect everything on the company, and I can't adjust the prompt. Like it's kind of theirs. So anyway, that's it for using Breeze. That's all you need to do to set it up. The next thing we need to do is we need to update the record. So if we were to look at Vance Granville, for example, AI summary is currently blank. If we want to update that value, we need to come in here and just have an action. So this one would be CRM, edit record. And then in our case, we're selecting AI summary as so that comes in there. But we just get back off that. So all we're doing is asking AI to create the summary, and then we're editing the record. So, and the limitations here are that the prompt is not highly customizable. It's effectively an out-the-box summary from HubSpot. So let's just enroll a company. We'll do Vance Granville because I just showed you it's blank. Okay, let's hope this works. Go to the action logs. Okay, so it looks like it updated it. Let's go out to Vance Granville. Yeah, and you can see here that it's created a summary based upon everything in the account. So anyway, that one actually is quite useful. If I were to now go to the workflow where I've used OpenAI's API instead. So I've got that open. This is the Breeze one. We've got the OpenAI one. You can see here, we're using exactly the same trigger and exactly the same property update. The only difference is here, instead of using the out-the-box prompt, we're using OpenAI and then choosing to pass it bits of information. Now, this is much more flexible in the respect that I can send the prompt, but what is just, and I have not found a workaround for this, I am not passing it any of the most recent, or I'm not able to pass it any of the most recent context on the account. So I'm limited just to company properties. Can't pass it like the most recent contacts, whereas Breeze appears to have a more holistic approach. So anyway, this works great if you're just looking at, say, a single specific deal and want to create a summary. This, I think for the account summaries, I'm going to stick for Breeze for now, but hopefully can find a way to overcome this limitation, because yeah, this was a little bit sad. But let me just show you how it works. So this is where you need to start, like, as much information as possible would be really helpful, but I don't have the most recent contact information that I can see. So anyway, we will do this for, let's do it for Vance Granville again. So if we go here, choose individual companies, Vance Granville. So you remember it mentioned a deal in the other one. If you're down here, this summary is just not helpful. And that's based upon, if we were to look at the prompt again, this is all the information that it has. And I'd love to be able to give it stuff on the deals, but it's not in here. So you would have to create a bunch of properties off each contact and each deal, and then kind of build them all into each other, as far as I'm aware at the minute. Anyway, it basically seems less good than Breeze at the minute. It's kind of worth it for the inflexibility, but please let me know if you know of a workaround for this, so I can get all the contact information there, or maybe I'm just not using it as I should.